Welcome everyone. Hi, welcome to Once Upon Adventure, a series of unfortunate D&D one-shots. And it is time for our special event that I've been planning out and finally getting into, Fall of the Crown. And our first episode today is Trial and Tribulations. So, now it looks like we do have some new folks here, and we want to catch up a little bit. So first off, why don't you at least have everybody give their characters and like one or two sentences about. Let's start with good old Karn.
Karn smash.
Yep.
I'm a barbarian with the folk hero background. I'm a Goliath, and I'm kind of good.
Yep.
I don't know why I'm traveling with these people anymore.
We'll find out.
I'm still here.
I'm still here. It's like, hey guys, I'm still here.
I think when I rage, I don't mind them as much.
That's actually a wonderful excuse. Crrrraw.
I am Crrrraw, 4th level Aarakocra monk. I things and try to take their souls. That's about what I do.
Yeah, accurate. WolfBurn.
I am WolfBurn, the Goliath wizard, who ultimately seeks power, but at the same time still has a conscience. But ultimately,
power, conscience, power, conscience. Dang, so many choices.
Power,
it's just that keeps Karn around. It's the power that he sticks with.
Basically.
Yeah. So, I guess, Crrrraw, if you want to let people know about what happened last time, because you're probably the best one to give this to good old Karn here.
Okay, so last session we were just kind of walking around, heading to the city, and there was this big structure in the way that wasn't on any of the so we're like, hey, who the fuck are you? And the old turtle guy was just like, bandits. And we're like, nah, they wouldn't build a structure like this. So we go in there, they're actually bandits around here attacking, and then they're like, here, go eat at tavern, get rested.
I want to point out that I from the beginning said they're bandits.
Oh yeah, WolfBurn said it. And then we started eating, and it had like kind of this really good spice, but as it turns out, it's actually a drug. Knocked us out, we wake up in a cell, and Crrrraw, being the impulse guy that he was, tries a breakout. This chick who talked to us the first people we went in was like, hold it, stop, go back in. You guys don't kill him. Let me work this out and everything. When they left, she was like, all right, I'm gonna fucking break you out. So we're like, okay. She eventually takes us down secret tunnel to set free her old commander that got overthrown as bandits, because now they're just fucking killing people, and the old guy didn't. And while we're waiting, this giant like scorpion fucking thing comes out, kills me with poison in like one hit. Then Thunderwave happens, so I take a death save, and then I critical fail, so I die. But then my spooky specter friend is just like, nah, bitch. Me and the mask, we got this. Brings me back to life. And then my transformation to undead fuckery is complete. After a little bit more, we save the guy stuck in the tower by someone casted fog, and one of the guys ran off the edge, landing on a bunch of spiky rocks. That was entertaining.
That was
go up
funny.
and save him. Turns out it's her husband, as well as the old commander. So we're like, cool, whatever. We go back to
Forget, I kind of tricked him up. I tricked the guard up by doing the disguise self thing.
Oh yeah,
That was fun.
He was pretty pissed how you just weren't helping him as his guard.
Oh, you can handle this. He's like fighting, and you're like,
Here, hand me the key so I can guard the door. That's what WolfBurn did most of the fight, while the guard is going, help me.
That was fun. It's fun in its own way. It wasn't the best plan, but it ended up pretty fun.
Yeah, we go back, and I'd given a bunch of the feathers that I had, we'll say, and everyone either like in their hat or on land or something, we're on our side. So we make our way to the tent where the now leader is, kick his fucking ass, and I do this whole mummy like mouth open thing, suck his soul with like little black feathers.
I did that too.
And
I did that too on the guard.
Oh yeah, on the guard, you had green tendrils of yeah, and you just sucked out his soul.
And then the turtle was just like, and then what's his just like, don't. He's like, I'm not. Like, I don't know these guys. I'm not with them or something.
As he said, when he show up again, he was like, "Oh fuck, not these guys again." Yeah.
I think in his exact words, "What the fuck is on?" So the old guy back in power, and before we leave, I grab a bunch of bandages, wrap myself up, and take a couple prisoners, suck the souls out of them.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're back at the city, and the turtle hid from us.
You've somehow managed to separate ways along your long journey. Because it was still a little bit of a journey. It's about another week that you'll be traveling through the wilderness. Actually, for once, seemingly uneventful. This is probably the most uneventful time you guys have had in, like, forever. Seems like normally it's like every, like, day or two something horrible happens to you. No, it's been like this, like, nice, gentle week. The weather's been nice. It's actually been pretty warm. You know, Crrrraw's been looking relatively creepy, but, like, not the worst creepy? I don't know.
I'm wrapped up with a big hood. We're good.
I'm probably a mess again because since I missed that, I'm assuming I got lost in the woods and like fell into a swamp or something.
Yeah.
Because that's my luck.
Well, you probably were like, look, guys, I found this mountain and I totally wanted to climb it, so you like found them on the other side of the mountain. Guys, I found you again. Are you all right? You're wrapped up in bandages.
I would say I'm perfect.
Not at all. Anyway, so it's
keep pushing me. I'm gonna fall into the roll.
It's beginning of the 8th day. You still have been camping, traveling, going pretty well, and you begin to sort of you ended up moving in around the trail, kind of moving out to the coastline and following the coastline for a while. And you've been probably following the coastline for about the last 2 days. And you sort of it's morning, you just leave, just rise around this one cliff edge. And before you lies the city itself. And it is such an amazing city. There's these bustling docks built in, where you can see, countless ships and all kinds of buildings. And then this elaborate structure that seems to stretch up the side of a cliff face with all kinds of homes and large buildings seemingly built into this cliff edge, leading to this top area where you can see these gigantic towers and castle fortifications and things like that.
Impressive.
Mm-hmm. It does seem like quite a feat of engineering to have a third of a city be built into a cliffside.
Yeah, it's pretty big feat, I would say.
You can see the main trail sort of winds around and kind of leads into this area, sort of at the edge of the city, where you see there's this kind of what you would say was the mirror of the cliffside. It seems like a similar sort of small town, this kind of outer band of it. Probably came into being in between two of the main walls kind of thing, for defense land, pretty much. In between the very nice part of super fortified portion on the top of the hill and basically there one of the outer walls is another section of city that seems, as I said, similarly built to the cliff sides. And you can see that the main trail does eventually wind around there with some kind of farmlands and various small orchards and stuff, small dots of forest that you have to wind through. It is another about half a day's journey before you finally reach the gate. And it's about noon now. You can see there, the main gates are open. There's maybe half a dozen guards kind of stationed way ahead. You're in this kind of lineup of people. as they do seem to be checking people as they're coming into the city. You know, checking, like right now, like if you kind of like look up front, you see like someone's got like a wagon full of potatoes, and they're like, you know, talking to them, and like some guys like looking through the potatoes and stuff. You see like one of the guards kind of like move down the crowd, kind of like eyeing up people, you know, trying to like sometimes taking time to look at something. You do notice he kind of stops, looks at you guys for a little bit, kind of moves on. When you're on his way back, you do see him stop again and kind of like look at you, kind of like stare for a minute, and then start kind of walking back.
I give him a friendly smile.
I do too. Although my friendly smile doesn't probably look super friendly anymore.
No.
I should probably mention I'm not exactly walking anymore.
Mm-hmm.
My wings just kind of are out, and I just hover.
He's gonna kind of like look. He's gonna like kind of give like a sort of smiling sneer back, like a heh, yeah.
I'm not with them.
It's maybe about another 20-30 minutes, and the line keeps going. You do notice about 3 people ahead of you, like another group of soldiers come up. Now there's about a dozen of them. You're not sure if it's a change of shift or something, but they seem to be like milling about.
Or they're waiting to kill us.
No one seems to be directly paying attention to you at the moment. So, I mean, that's good.
We'll see when they notice my feet aren't touching the ground.
Yes.
Again, why am I here?
Because I'm here.
Finally, your turn sort of comes up, and you kind of walk in between the main large iron doors of the gate. And the man kind of like takes up his paperwork, kind of like, you know, kind of takes a look at you. He's like looking you over. Why are you coming to the city?
To visit the vast library, I say. Assuming there is one.
Are your associates doing the same?
I wish to see
I do
one
not
of my
speak for them.
temples.
Temple. Names?
Karn.
Crrrraw.
WolfBurn.
You see him like flip up some pages, you know, like look for a second. Kind of like looks to the men. 11 spears come down pointing at you. All right, criminals. I don't know what you're pulling here, but after what you did in the palace, we are not taking kindly to this. Managing to escape, where is the crown?
I've never been to a palace.
This is my first time to the city.
He draws his sword, kind of points it at you. Your lies won't save you from the gallows. Now come on, surrender or die.
I choose neither.
I just kind of turn towards WolfBurn. I'm very conflicted at the moment.
There's actually there's a if you don't believe who our identity, there should be a ship that has docked recently, which had previously carried us. They should be able to vouch for us.
He's gonna kind of like point behind him for a little bit, and a couple of soldiers will move out of the way, and you can see 3 wanted posters on the wall, each with a likeness strikingly similar to yours, and your names with rewards dead or alive beneath there. You were foolish enough to think what you did, and those that you killed while doing it, would not get you in this position? Ha!
My question is, why would we return if we had done something like that? If we were able to pull this off, do you think we'd be that stupid? We're being framed.
If you go for your innocence, then the tribunal is the place to do it. Until then, surrender now, I'd like nothing to get revenge for the friends you took and run you through. But this is not that kind of city. And you're lucky I'm a better man than that.
Crrrraw just looks bored with him.
And then I'm also just kind of...
Wow.
No, I look mildly like...
He looks
I will
very
warn
angry
you.
at your attitudes.
I will warn you, you wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
To be fair, I could just fly away.
We'll see about that. He'll like make a mention, and some like 3 more guards will kind of walk up with like manacles in hand, kind of walking towards you, and some chains. What are you guys gonna do?
I actually do say this very well. I'll play along. Our innocence shall be proven soon enough.
How about the other 2?
I put my hands in front of me.
Okay.
I put my hands behind me.
Okay.
Because that's probably where they're going to want them.
They don't think I can hit things.
Actually, although I want to try and stow my wand.
Okay.
Like almost sleight of hand it.
Yeah, go ahead. Roll a sleight of hand if you want to try to hide it. You will have to hide it somewhere that will not be pleasant. We'll put it that way. More than likely.
This is the one point in time where I think an orb would probably have been the best choice.
No. Orbs are like 5 pounds. They're like that big, at least.
And you're a Goliath. A wand up there probably won't be as intrusive as if you were a human.
Yeah, you're fine. Don't worry about it. You just have to be able to sneak it up there.
It's just a little anal probing. You're still good.
Okay. Anyway, what's the other side of hand? Let's see how this
They
goes.
slap.
All right, no.
You bend over, you spread your cheeks, like, what are you doing?
Whatever you were attempting to do, they stop you from doing it.
They probably just see me like pull up. They probably just see me like trying to put my wand like into my pants or something.
Yeah. So all 3 of you are then manacled and chained up. First your hands. Eventually they will take and manacle your feet too. Link you to chains. There seems to be an exorbitant amount of guards for just 3 guys. They're treating you as if you were like much more dangerous than you seem.
After they manacle us, I'm just gonna like cross my legs, get in a sitting position, put my hands behind my behind my head, and just float along. It's like none of this fucking matters to me. I'll get out if I have to.
You will be actually transported for a brief time to a cell in which you can only storm as the guardhouse. This time, your equipment is pretty much stripped from you. They will kind of tear off parts of your clothes. You'll be given sort of like prisoners' outfits. You'll be told that your trial, the tribunal, will be taking place in 5 days. They want to make sure it's quick. And they also mention a place, Black Isle Prison.
Okay.
You'll be sent there, and no one ever returns. Of course, maybe the tribunal will be nice to you and allow you to live out your lives there naturally, working for the state, rather than a quick death. I'd only hope for the quick death.
Why? Quick death is usually the more merciful way. It puts us out of misery. But if we have to live out our lives in prison working, that is much more torture. Makes sense.
He kind of like looks at you with this really weird of like, you're strange look. More than he's already had a lot of that you're strange looks.
I'm actually going to say I'm pretty sure he'll live on an unnatural life.
Um,
Yeah, I'd almost vote for the old age because yeah, and no reason.
yeah.
The gods would die before us.
He goes over
Yeah.
to like one of the walls and he like grabs this whip and then he says like, maybe a little interrogation can be done ahead of time. As he kind of gets this sneer on his face, as if like a couple of guards are like coming over, like maybe to open the doors, and then you hear this voice and go, as you're like about to like like once again insult him, Commander, do not provoke the prisoners, and interrogation has not been called for. Yes, Knight Captain. You see this woman in plate mail kind of come walking around the corner. She's got this... The plate mail itself is, like, almost silver sheened, and has this kind of symbolization of what looks to be a boar's head on the center of it. She has, like, a jet blue cape behind her, and there's, like, a kind of small squire kind of carrying a sword and helmet behind her. Kind of just, like, walking behind her a couple of steps. So... you managed to find them. Good work. I'm sure the king will be happy.
You shouldn't congratulate them too much. We walked up to the gates, not knowing that apparently we had done something.
Yes, not knowing that we had bounties on our head because we've never been here before.
She does not react to you at all, and just sort of like kind of looks at you for a second, then turns back to the commander and goes, there probably will be a call for interrogation, but only once we prove that after the trial, before they're sent to whatever fate awaits them, the crown must be returned. Do you understand? If they would be willing to give up the information on it, leniency could be given to them. As she kind of like glances towards you as she says that, and then she turns to leave.
If I knew where the crown was, she'd
Commander.
have it.
So, a couple of days actually go by, and you're just sort of sitting here, given gruel. You're kept in your chains. Are you trying to do anything during this time period?
How
I'm-
close are we being watched?
There's usually at least one guard out in the hall, and seemingly a patrol pretty often. It looks as if they are still relatively untrusting of you. They are giving you, it seems like, a little leeway because you did come willingly. You feel like if they had if you put up a fight, they probably would have had, like, guards right outside your cell at all times. You know, watching you.
Oops. So I'm gonna try just casting like light on something. Like I'll just take a pebble and just cast light on it and just kind of see if if there's like, just to make sure there's no anti-magic zone or something in here.
No, there doesn't seem to be an anti-magic zone. But,
idiots.
one of the guards will come over and kind of bang on it and be like, hey! No witchcrafty, or we'll have to put you in the gauntlets.
Apologies, we
say.
just wish to see the light. It's terribly dark in here, and I was afraid.
You see him go over to, like, a torch sconce across from you, and then light it, and be like, sure. Until you go into the black hole you'll never return from. Enjoy.
Thanks.
For most of the days, I'll pretty much be in meditation, just kind of hovering.
At one point,
You will note
sorry.
they did not take Zirin, and Zirin being, like, the strange little goblin that was kind of hiding away.
Xerix.
I'm sorry, Xerix. I keep trying to change his name. Xerix, sorry.
And they can't capture, Nia, so...
Well, I mean, she usually just kind of hides, like, under the ground nearby to you in civilized areas until needed. So you're pretty sure she's close by anyway. And, Xerix has pretty much, made some kind of arrangements in the city. He'll see what he can do to, like, find out what's going on. But he's the single goblin and not having a great time trying to figure that information out yet.
Mm-hmm.
But...
So,
WolfBurn.
go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say at one point I'm gonna actually just try talking to one of the guards and just be like, "So what is it that we supposedly have done? I do
Uh,
not know."
the guard will kind of give you this funny, really funny look, and then kind of go like, maybe the court wizard will be able to prove you were bewitched and don't remember what you did. But you broke into the palace, stole the crown of ages. You murdered 10 guards on your way out. People saw you.
What is hilarious is that we have a line of people and towns and such that could vouch for us being with them for I don't know even how long. We were on the boat for weeks.
Where were you 4 days ago? It has not been that long.
I was climbing a mountain.
Were we still in the bandit area, or?
Oh no, you were on the road during that time.
How long
But still,
should it have taken us?
You were on that week after. It was a week after the bandit area to arrive here.
Okay.
I'm still gonna say, well, we were only a week ago at, and I like, what was the name of the bandit place? The Pass. It was like something Pass.
Yeah. Give me a second to go back to it. Valley Pass.
We were at Valley Pass a week ago. It would have taken us quite a long time to get here, commit a crime,
Leave and then come back.
leave, and then come back.
Never heard of the place. Sorry, can't help you.
If you were literate in geological or
Oh,
geographical.
stop insulting the man.
He's a
I
god.
will actually say that this time.
At this point, Crrrraw, while insulting people, just like has his hand under his beak and is actually just like turning, floating till he's upside down and just going around and around. He's so bored.
It gets to be about evening, and you can see there's sort of a shift change, and things sort of get quiet. And as you're kind of like floating around like upside down, this voice seemingly like whispers, and all of you can hear it. Well, that's certainly an interesting trick.
I look towards
It didn't. You do not know where it came from. It just seemed to echo
Okay.
all around you, kind of the whisper.
That was not Nia.
You'll hear this kind of like clank for a second, as like you kind of see like one of the guards that was walking up all of a sudden freeze and stop moving. Clank, clank, clank. Excellent. You'll see a kind of young, handsome man with this kind of like a little short beard, kind of wavy brown hair, kind of come up, flowing kind of robes, decorated with all kinds of like symbolisms of stars and moons and stuff, and holding this kind of like large wooden staff with this kind of strange greenish orb at the top of it that looks as if it's like almost crawling tentacles going around it.
Sounds like our kind of dude.
He'll kind of take like a look at you. You'll see the staff glow for a second as he'll hold it over you. Fascinating.
Who
So,
are you?
I guess I should be kind to folks like you. Because I can help you as much as you can help me.
And who are you?
Miser, the Magnificent. But you can call me Boss. As he kind of has this sly smile. I'm in charge of magic around here, if you haven't noticed. And they would never listen to me. But I can tell. The auras of magic left behind at the crime scene. And with you, well, they're different. You're not the ones that did what happened in the palace.
These
Some on the
auras.
brain.
These auras. I am curious. Were they necromantic?
He'll just kind of give a wry smile as he kind of looks over both of you and be like, "Look, I'm not here for chit-chat. The crown is as important as it seems, and though there is seemingly less busybodiness with the guards, it's probably best to get it quickly. And getting you folks out of the way and stopping distraction is probably a great idea. But I'm a busy man. Can't be tasked with going around the town and searching for thieves. But I know 3 folks that probably have a lot of time. Oh, I'm sorry. 5 folks that have plenty of time to do just that. So, I came to offer you a deal. I can etch a sigil into your skin. It's a special kind of sigil I developed myself. With a click of a finger, well, I'm afraid your soul ends up in here, beyond the state of your body. A little jar trick I have. Wyrm, if you want to roll Arcana, you can get an idea of what effectively it's attempting to do.
Yeah, sure.
Mm-hmm. I guess anybody could roll it, but it's probably something similar to like a magic jar, you know, where you can sort of take the soul out. So that's basically what's the plot.
Yeah.
But
It's a Skyrim soul gem.
Yeah. If your sigil's on your arm, I can convince them to let you out to the city. I mean, I could end you whenever. Under my care, so to say. I just have to vouch for you.
Well.
Besides freedom, what do we get in return?
Oh, what do you get in return beyond freedom? Well, you seem like an interesting bunch. And this is a town that has a lot of strength to it. A lot of folks here of various different skill sets. Perhaps if you prove to the court you're innocent, introductions could be made to the people that were blamed for such a trouble. Forgiveness is made on many levels for the atrocities of throwing you in this place and treating you so badly.
Yeah.
I just
You're
unwrap.
right, they better compensate us. This is obnoxious. I've lost...
I like.
How
Oh,
many
God.
days have we been in here?
2.5 now?
Yeah. I've lost 2.5 days of potential study. I am relatively annoyed.
Well, for you, it's not everyone that can get into the library. But perhaps a passage to the library. For my little, shriveled friend. Well, your group does have a hidden cadre here in the town. But they try to keep to themselves. Not as easy to find. But I know where they are. I know where everyone is in town. When I need to. As for your big friend, big piece of meat.
You know where you can stick that big piece of meat?
Oh, I'm sorry. Stone.
No.
How about weapon or armor, preferably magical?
Perhaps something that would give your bodyguard a little bit more oomph could be arranged.
I want to roll an insight check on this dude.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. I'm rolling like a champ today.
Okay. You get the feeling that he's probably getting whatever he's planning. This will get him more out of the deal than what he's giving you.
Okay.
Plus, he has the ability to end us at any time.
Yeah. But is he sincere? Does he seem sincere about letting us go
Yes.
afterwards? Okay. Because that's the big thing I wanted to know, is if he seemed like he is actually trying to help us in a way. Obviously, it's better for him, but... Very well.
He kind of like motions to you, like, hold out your arms through the bars, and I'll give you a gift. If you're willing.
I look at you too.
I held out my arm.
He kind of like
Oh.
says something, kind of like holds it over your wrist, and you get like a searing pain into your wrist, and then kind of like into your flesh is like then this kind of sigil seared into it.
I'm gonna do my best not to grimace or anything.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna look at WolfBurn and go, I'm gonna regret this, aren't I? And I stick my arm out.
In fact, I just want to see how well I do with that. Nope.
You grimace a bunch. You get some
I walk
searing
up next,
pain.
Karn. Don't you always regret it? Start unwrapping the bandages up to my forearm.
Strangely enough, you feel the same searing pain. You don't. You wouldn't think like with the way your flesh is, you would feel something like this. But as if like you can recognize that it's like a much more powerful than just like it's branding my arm kind of thing. You know, he's like etching magic into you.
He's branding your soul.
A little bit. Well,
My already fucked up soul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, gentlemen and lady, he'll like clack once, and the guard will start moving again. And be like, "Oh, sir, what are you doing here? And where did you please, sir, remember that the commander has asked you to stop popping into places." Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. Oh.
Are they really that stupid? I say to the wizard dude.
You just see this wry smile kind of go across his face. Now, as you can see, they have my marks upon them. They're under my charge now until their trial. And as you know, those that are under my charge are under my care. So release them, and I will do with them as I please. Do you understand me? As long as they make it to their trial, which I'm sure they will, successfully. Yes, sir. I really should talk to the commander about this.
You heard the man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sirs? Sirs? He seems like so confused about this entire thing. As he's like opening the gates and like then like getting your manacles off. Well, gentlemen, lady. As he kind of like looks around, you're like, lady. He's like looking at all of you very carefully, and like like trying to judge you up, and like the guard is. It's like
maybe the Aarakocra is a lady with
or
a deep voice.
maybe he doesn't know like what Goliath is, that all they look like males or something.
Nia,
For the hell of it, I curtsy. I had to really confuse the guy.
Nia, show yourself to the man so he's possibly less confused.
She kind of like melds out of the darkness. He's like, "Holy crap, demons!" You see the wizard kind of like tap his staff into the guy's head a little bit as he's like, "Go, what was I doing? Releasing folks? Yes, you were telling Commander they're under my control. Okay."
And you're gonna fetch us a sandwich.
Sandwiches? What? That won't last long enough for a sandwich. I'll go to town and get to work.
What about our stuff?
Oh, that. Well, I mean, I guess I could arrange to have your things returned to you. You have exactly 3 days. If you have any need of any kind of information or permissions to go somewhere or something, I don't know what you want to do for your investigation, let me know. I'll have, Ah, yes. He clicks his fingers, and this kind of small, like, bird pops out of nowhere. A friend of mine accompany you. It looks a lot like you, Crrrraw, only in, like, actual bird form.
I stick my finger out.
Unless undead.
I stick my finger out.
It'll kind of, like, look at you for a second and be like, yes, do you want something? Fine, then. He kind of flies over and perches on you. Perhaps you will be of use to me.
Ooh, +1 bird.
Do you have any crackers?
Yes, it is. It's not add 1 bird. It's an actual +1 bird. If you hit things with it, it does extra damage.
Sweet. Does it lay +1 chickens or +1 eggs?
Anyway, our little friend there can be our go-between. I, of course, have important business to attend to, so he claps the staff down, and he's gone. And you're pretty sure you were probably not... He didn't teleport, and you were just paralyzed for a number of minutes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's what he does. Everyone thinks he teleports everywhere.
Do we have our stuff back?
Eventually a very confused guard will return with you with stuff, and
Yay.
you'll be escorted out of the building. There are such looks from everyone in the building, but no one says a thing to you.
What about that sandwich?
No one brought you a sandwich.
Damn.
Just play up just how weird Crrrraw is feeling at the moment. He hovers completely upside down, so his head is like a couple inches off the ground, and he acts like he's walking along with you guys.
I just kind of turned to you at one point and just go, do you have to mess with everyone?
I'm just going to take the lead and ignore it.
Right. So you find yourself in
This
the
is what happens when I'm bold.
You find yourself in the relatively nice part of town. You're pretty sure at this point in time also, like, there are eyes on you, at least right now. As much as
yourself.
I mean, it lasts for a little bit, but you could do that.
I'm just like, no, I'm done with this. And then I'll walk slightly behind the party.
What do you folks want to do now? You have 3 days to prepare a defense of, we didn't do it.
Can we go to the palace?
Yeah, I think...
I'm going to ask the bird.
I'm going to ask our bird first. I'm going to say, by the way, what is your name?
Archimedes.
Nice to meet you, Archimedes.
Yes.
We're going to need entrance to the palace.
I assumed that would be asked. I can indeed escort you to the scene of the crime.
That'd be much appreciated.
More than likely, we will be watched during that time. I'm pretty sure.
Of course.
It's like late at night now, so I mean, it's like.
Can you recommend a good inn?
Yes, but you'll have
preferably
to pay for
a shady one where people won't care about who we are or who we look like.
I'd recommend the docks then. That's the shadiest.
Perhaps we'll meet some friends.
Alright, you will head down to the docks, which is a little bit of a travel because you do have to kind of go through the cliffside in order to get to the docks, which involves, like, a series of, like, lifts and pulley systems, you know, moving up and down, eventually getting you down to the dock side, which I wouldn't call it shady, but it's like, a lot of business going in and out of here, a lot of traveling people. People aren't like looking at as closely at each other because they're coming in and out of the city a lot by, you know, this section of it. You will be able to find a it looks to have okay inn called the Shark's Bosom.
Sharks have bosoms?
No. And it's got this kind of horrific looking creature, which you're pretty sure is some kind of weird mashup between a shark, something else, and a woman. That's got for its symbol.
Huh.
Probably something that, you know, sailors talked about, you know, luring them to their deaths or something, you know.
Okay.
Anything fits, I see.
Sailors.
Well, anyway, I guess we'll go in.
The tavern section of this, because of course it's got a tavern section, is rowdy. It's pretty late now, maybe like early night. You know, the sun's gone down. There's some music going, some drinking and partying. There's a small fight going on between like 3 guys that's not being broken up by anybody.
I join in.
You probably hand them themselves quite quickly.
I turn to Karn and I go, "Hey, looks like you're kind of," and I see him like Crawford over. I'm just like, oh.
There's various kinds of gaming. There's a number of like bar wenches going around with very strangely like with like blue like kind of like leather corsets, I would call it, kind of pushing themselves up a little bit. It's like some kind of like weird uniform.
Busty bar wenches, got it.
Yes, and it looks like it might be made of like maybe it's not leather, maybe like a shark skin kind of corset or something, you know?
Oh, that can't be comfortable.
Oh god, probably not. It does not look comfortable at all.
Is there any arm wrestling going on?
Probably. Behind the bar is this kind of older man. He's like missing an eye, but doesn't like have an eye patch or anything, so it's just like this gaping bulge in his head. You can see like he's got like only a couple of teeth left, you know? I mean, he's probably like in his 80s. Well, he would be in his 80s if he was human. But he appears to be like maybe some kind of aquatic elf or some kind, except very old, you know. So it's hard to tell. And it's like, you're like, he still looks a little good because of that like elven quality to it, but there's just something creepy about him now at this point in time, you know. As he kind of like eyes all you up, you know, as you kind of come in.
And instantly fight 3 guys.
So, travelers, what can I get for you? What kind of ale will hit you?
What do you got?
Ooh, well, we got a fine shipment from across the sea. Clank, clank, clank. Just came in a little while ago. That barrel looks oddly familiar.
As if we'd been transporting it.
As if it's similar to the ones you were transporting. And also you drank a lot of that on your journey.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say that shipment of ale is the boat that carried it still here.
Maybe. Came in about a week ago.
Sounds about right.
Man sold it to me. Kind of squirrely little dude. Wanted to sell me some other stuff, but I wasn't interested.
Sounds about right.
You're like, yep, sounds about right. Where's my business partner?
Yeah. Well, anyway, I had a long day. I'd like the strongest stuff you have. Preferably it'll knock me out.
I'll second that.
Take you need a room too?
Yeah, that'd be good.
Alright, let me get something for you. He goes down below the bar. He kind of like but you hear him moving around some bottles. He brings out this kind of like long kind of bottle. It's got a very skinny top. You can see like he kind of like brushes a little bit of dust off of it. Looks like it hasn't been opened in a while. He kind of like messes with this kind of stopper, which looks to be made out of like some kind of like stone, some kind of strange stone. He kind of pops it off. You can't really tell what the label has of anything because it's sort of faded. He takes out 2 little shot glasses and he pours you a little bit of something that looks kind of this strangely bluish liquid.
I'm gonna sniff it.
I'm gonna grab it and drink it and
Okay,
down.
you take a sniff and you're like, whew. Make a con save, please. Worm.
I was gonna say from sniffing it. Wow.
Well, you also make a con save though. Okay.
May not be a pass.
Okay. You're like, whoo, Worm. You're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. You convulses for a little minute, and then just kind of plants face forward into the bar.
Yep.
I doubt it.
Okay, make a con save, please.
Hopefully it'll be as good as the last one. Oh!
All right. You're like,
I'm not carrying you guys to your room.
Well, at least carry my gold to my room.
he's gonna kind of like.
Oh
look
yeah, I'll
towards
rob you guys. I mean, protect your gold.
He like
No
looks towards
problem.
you too. He's like, he kind of points at their purses, kind of makes this like thing, like like a money thing, like symbol, and then kind of like clicks for a couple of guys to take him upstairs.
Okay.
I walk up, grab their cash. How much? How much do they owe you?
10 gold each. Stuff's not cheap.
I take 10 gold out of each of their things. How much is left in your guys' pouches, by the way?
Oh, I have
Just
104.
390 now.
Probably
And
indiscriminate
holding
amount of
Karn.
extra gold. Yeah.
Yeah, holding Karn's gold, I'm like, I take out like 20, put it on there, and say, buy everyone in here some alcohol.
Thank you kindly.
You fucked up.
If you need anything, just ask.
Of course.
Just if you don't see me, ask for Ren.
Ren, good to know.
As he gives a kind of smile where he only has like 3 teeth left,
Are we seeing any blue fairies in our dreams?
Oh God, you have really weird dreams. I mean, it is not a good night. Not a way. It's a different kind of bad than you were having before, though. So I mean, that's something.
It's a better kind of bad, I think.
It's a better kind of bad. Yep. But you will awaken in the morning feeling awful, but I mean, at least you slept through most of it. Why don't we take our first break now, then, having awakened from your getting very shit-faced very quickly over the night before.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, so we'll be back in a couple of minutes. Get a drink, go to the bathroom, get a snack, all that stuff, and we'll see you all here when we return. Bye.
Bye.